Hello there everybody and welcome back to Murdered Soul Suspect. We are in the cemetery. Now we've moved on to another level of the game. We met Joy here and we did a bit of investigating into the death of someone who may or may not be connected with the Bell Killer, and her ghost is actually sort of leading us to head on through the graveyard and to chase her. So that is what we are going to do. A side note, I completely did not notice that there was a little police marker here by this tree and this lamp post. And this is the last remaining clue that I was missing for the actual investigation that we did in the last video. Again, that's not a clue that's necessary for the completion of the game, but it just feels nice to have 100% completion, for me anyways, so I figured I'd pick that up since I missed it, even though it was fairly obvious. So if we turn on our vision, you can see that there are 3 demons roaming around, so we want to try and get rid of them. Just makes life a little bit easier, and we'll take them on one by one. This guy here shouldn't be too hard to take out. I am going to wait for him to turn around, though, just because he's kind of at the end of his patrol route. He's going to come back towards the ghost body that we're hiding in. I'll let him get nice and close, and then I'll kind of sneak up behind him, take care of him, and then I'll go after his friends. So now he's going to turn around. We're going to go ahead and take care of him. And luckily, taking care of demons, if they're far enough away from the other ones, doesn't really seem to alert the other ones in the area. As long as you're far enough away, they don't really come running in the aid of their friends or anything like that. You don't have to worry too much about that. So that was an easy one to take out because there's so many bodies here. There's also a collectible right here, so make sure you pick that up. And then finally, we just have one more demon a little bit further on down the hill there to execute. And if we want to, for fun, we can actually use the raven to distract it. And then we can sneak up behind it while it's distracted. Totally unnecessary, of course. But I find it to be kind of fun to use the distractions when they're there. And that's all there really is for this little area here. So once you've taken care of those demons and gotten that collectible, move on forward. There's another collectible on this hill here. Nothing in this tombstone with these 2 guys. So let's continue on forward. And there we can see the ghost again, so we're definitely going to have to keep an eye out for her. So right after the cutscene, head into the mausoleum directly to your right, and there will be a clue about the Bell Killer on the back wall. Pretty sure there's nothing in this corner, so let's just go ahead and collect this, which is over here by this group of people, and then behind them is another collectible. There are a total of 13 heirloom collectibles, which is the unique collectible for this level. Now this area here we can actually get into early. If you come up on the hill and you drop down on the other side of this wall, you can get here early. We're actually not supposed to be able to access this area until we finish the cemetery and get another one of our ghost powers. But we might as well get all of our collectibles in one run if it's possible to do. So we're going to come over to this tombstone that we weren't able to get into from the other side. And there is a drawing in here, I think on this wall.
Sacrifice makes a feast.
And again, I find that one pretty difficult to see, especially since it's kind of on a funny wall. It's not like it's on a wall that's completely straight. And then we have another heirloom collectible, and that's all there was over here. Normally we would need to use this hole in the wall with our newfound ability in order to get over here. But once we're finished in the cemetery, there is, once again, no need for us to ever come back here unless you miss collectibles. So it's probably best for us just to get everything on one run if possible. And now we can double back and go past these people, and we can chase after that ghost girl. There's also a little plaque here. 10 out of 25 of those. We're making good progress. And this area is very notably heavily populated by ghosts, and a lot of these, what I like to call ghost walls, where obviously no one in the real world would see all these faint blue-gray walls, and it only exists in the world that we're living in. And we see them here and there, but this area is just absolutely saturated. So let's go upstairs.
Look, I'm on your side. I just want to ask you a few questions. Oh. Why can every friggin' ghost teleport but me? I'm gonna have to figure this shit out.
So once the game is done saving, and for some reason it did not give me a tutorial, it should have, we can teleport after we watch her teleport, and we can do this if we want to go right across this gap. So on an Xbox controller or on a PlayStation controller, it's going to be left bumper or L1. And then you can use your newfound power to get across gaps and through tiny holes, and that will allow us to get the rest of the collectibles that we need to find, and it will allow us to finish up this level. So before you cross to the gap where you actually need to go to make progress, if you look down, you can see kind of a cleverly hidden collectible here on the ground, which we definitely want to grab. I find this area a little bit confusing. There's a lot of places that you could potentially explore, and you can kind of move around in a circle and get lost. So we'll just collect that quickly. That's the only one that you actually have to grab there. And then we'll get a tutorial here that we can go through gaps in objects. Little tiny gaps are no problem to us now with our teleporting ability. And now once you're on this side, instead of going down the stairs, we're going to teleport over to the other side. And then we're going to teleport one more time. And then we have a collectible here, finally. So perfect, there we go. Drop down and you can see another collectible on this bed over here, which is one of our heirloom collectibles. So that's all there is in the ghost tent area. We can now exit.
Just hold on, will ya?
And she's going to continue to run away from us, so we're just going to have to keep chasing after her, basically. Not much in this area. There's a gate here on the right-hand side, and we can remove it and then collect this collectible, another one of our heirlooms. Reveal the staircase a little bit further up on the right. And we have yet another heirloom collectible. They've kind of saturated this area with them. But we still have 8 more to find. So we're not out of the woods yet. So there's a very obvious collectible here.
This is nowhere near over. So many deaths, but likely many more yet to come. I can't help but believe this graveyard will only get more full.
Travis?
So that's another collectible from Joy's mother. We can go through these tombs, by the way. I've been passing them up simply because there's nothing in them. Sometimes they have ghosts in them, but I haven't really been going through the ones unless they have collectibles in them, but just for your information if you're curious. And then once we get through here, we have to use our fancy teleporting ability to get through to the other side. And now we also have to fight some more demons, and I do believe there are 3 more here as well. So the first one I find is quite easy to take care of, because you can simply use the raven over here to distract it, and it'll come over pretty quickly to have a look. So we'll exercise him. The one on the right is probably our next target, although none of these demons are really too difficult to take out, just because they are fairly spaced apart. Something else I should note is when you're in a building like this, the demons don't really seem to be able to see you. It's really just if you're out in the open and in their line of sight. If I hide here, I should be safe, and then I can pop out when he turns his back and take care of him. So you don't always have to use ghost bodies. You can use other obstacles. If that's all you have available to you, then that is probably your best option. So I'm going to probably pop this guy when he turns around. There we go. Another 3 demons looked after. Easy peasy, no problem. Come up to the stairs on the right. There is a collectible up here with this couple.
Yeah, probably should have brought our.
It's another plaque. There's another collectible here by this big tombstone, another heirloom collectible. And before you pass through this danger keep out area, you can phase through this big tomb twice, and it will bring us to another area of the graveyard where we have a couple more collectibles. In the far corner, we've got another heirloom, and I'm just gonna pass through these 3 tombstones because there are collectibles in these ones. There's another heirloom one, and I have a feeling somehow, maybe, that there may be a drawing. I'll just have a quick look. I'll just make sure I'm checking all of the walls thoroughly here. But that does not appear to be the case. So I think we're home free getting those 2 heirloom collectibles. I think that's really all that there was in this area.
I'm pretty sure there are ghosts.
There's nothing in this tombstone. So we can head on back.
That works for me.
The way that we came. And we can now enter through this fence that says danger keep out. There's another collectible right in front of us, and then there's this branching path. If you head over to the left, I know for a fact that there is a drawing on this wall.
There is death, and what comes after death.
Because in the past, I've missed that drawing because I came to a dead end, looked and thought, there's gotta be a collectible here, but somehow missed the fact that there was a drawing. So make sure you grab that. The drawings really are a huge pain in the arse, and they're really the most difficult collectible to grab. And for now, we're just going to keep following her. There's another collectible here a little bit further down the hill, and we're almost finished following her here. It looks like we've kind of reached the end of the line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to collect this last heirloom. You can see we have a couple more collectibles ahead of us. And we will have an opportunity to also speak with the little ghost girl, but I'm going to stop it here. We're going to break the cemetery up into several parts. We should be able to finish this area in the next video, so we'll do all that, and we'll finally speak to her and see what it is that she has to say to us. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.